Alright. Apologies for the late start. I was watching the new Five Nights at Freddy's trailer. It was on Twitter. I was like, I'll watch this. Let's see how they're going to make the movie. Actually, doesn't look bad. I'm actually quite impressed with what I saw. But we will have to see. I haven't been watching movies lately anyways, so I probably won't end up watching it in theaters. Oh. What? Okay, let's talk to Hawthorne first, I guess. You know, fishing comes before... I don't know. What do you want to call the story? I'm on my... Let's switch this up a bit. I was doing GMs earlier this week, so... That's what most of this is. Alright, Hawthorne. Do we have a new exotic fish on Nessus? I did catch a lot of fish on the Throne World. I got most of the achievements done. Or the triumphs. Because a lot of the triumphs were like, yeah, I catch like a ton of this one type of fish. And for me, I'm like, I'm not going to grind that. That's going to be a... We'll work towards that as we complete everything else.
What can I do for you?
And then we can go back and work on it. Hawthorne furrows her brow. Guardian, how's the fishing on Nessus? I've been hearing that something's stirring up the critters in the pond out there. Don't know about the Vex or radiolarian fluid, but it might be worth some data collection. By that, I mean fishing. Sounds like a plan. That is a I do it in my own time type of objective. I would rather shiny hunt on stream than I would do fishing. I do both, but it just doesn't make good content. Let's see. I still gotta do legend version of that and get commendation score. Problem is none of my clanmates want to do it, and I really don't want to LFG. Oh, that's good. And what's up? I do remember you. It has been a while. Took me a minute to recognize your name. I only remember it because for some reason, it reminds me of the game Oni, I think. Never really played the game, but anyways. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Probably Drifter or Zavala. I was wrong.
Change of plans. Xivu Arath struck while you were returning from the dive.
Oh?
Hive deception slipped through our guard, and Asa was targeted by a hive ritual.
Oh, shoot.
Xivu Arath's voice tore through the air like a wall of swords. We think it wounded Asa, but she swam off to try and interrupt the ritual before we could do anything. Zavala and Sloan are tracking her to the ritual site, and I am mobilizing the Iron War beasts to support them. We need you in the fight, Guardian. I'm sending coordinates
That's pretty
to your
cool.
Ghost, but we have no idea what to expect there. Deploy to the ritual site and disrupt the hive. The hunt is on.
Do we get a fight alongside people? At the very least, give us the Cabal again. I love fighting alongside the Cabal. Saladin informs you of a hive ritual that targeted Asa and seemed to injure her. Asa has descended into the ocean depths to put a stop to it, with Sloan and Zavala in pursuit. Saladin sends you in after them, while he mobilizes the Iron War Beasts. We need you in the fight, Guardian. He transfers the coordinates to your ghost and orders you to prep for an emergency dive. The hunt is on. Complete the mission. Borrow trauma? Okay. Asa's signature has been detected deep beneath Kraken Mare, behind enemy lines. The Vanguard fears she has been captured by Xivu Arath. Prepare your armament and venture once more into Titan's methane sea. to find and rescue Asa. What is this game? This is Destiny 2. It is a first-person MMORPG. I think that's the correct title for it. So you can play online with others. You got your open worlds and stuff. You can go to all these
Commander, we've picked up Asa's trail deep below
fun.
Kraken Mar.
It's a looter shooter too.
Wrath's battle lines.
Understood. The Deputy Commander, Saint, and I will set up a perimeter to draw the Hive's attention. Then the Guardian can break through unscathed.
I don't think
The
that's going to
Iron War
happen.
beasts prepared to support our assault. Say the word.
Keep them in reserve until the Guardian has eyes on Asa.
Daylight's burning, and she's in pain. I can feel it.
I'll find you on the field, Sloan. Hit your marks, and we'll get this done. Move out.
So the Hive finally found Asa. I mean, I don't know why I didn't see this coming, but it doesn't shock me.
Fire team, check in. I've reached my position on the left flank. I've encountered a ritual.
I'm setting up on the right. Looks like a smaller ritual site here, too.
Pushing toward the commander's position now.
My drop pod is deploying to your location, Sloan. Drifter, you're on tack.
Well, all right. Taking energy, spiking up ahead of you, hero.
That must be Asa. Ah! My arm! Whatever they're doing, it's getting worse. If we're gonna do something about it, now's the time!
Guardian, start pushing forward. As soon
I'm
as Southwest
trying.
pod hits ground, we launch our diversion.
This is pretty cool. I mean, obviously, gameplay-wise, this isn't going to be, like, the most exciting thing. But I like the atmosphere or the tension that's being presented. How much does it cost? It is... I don't want to say free to play. It's free to try. You can download it for free and do a bunch of, like, the basic stuff. Currently, I'm playing the seasonal activities and missions, which is 15
I'm in
or
position.
12 bucks.
Guardians, strike!
But it does end up costing a lot because there's just... It's kind of like World of Warcraft where there's constant expansions and whatnot. There's not really much free updates, so any new content you want to play in this game you gotta pay for. But it's, you know, you can download it for free on almost every console except the Switch. Is it like EA? You know, sadly, kind of.
It is working. We draw them off the Guardian.
But I enjoy the game too
Reinforcements
much,
running right
so.
flank. We're holding.
This line doesn't fall back.
Okay, hotshot. It's all you now.
Man, I just... one of these days, Bungie will release us being able to see our allies fighting like this. I hope that's brought into final shape. I thought they'd bring in this last DLC. And they kind of did.
Found the long girl. Guardian's almost there. Dropping a ping to the fire team.
Taking fire! Repositioning!
I've got him.
They are overrunning our position. Zavala!
Drop forwards and focus fire on their ritualists. No one gets past us.
Are we going to lose someone? Don't tell me Sloane's going to die. No, I need bubble. I need air bubble. Uh-oh. Alright, we're good. Run! Asa, where are you?
Wait. These rituals. They're trying to take Asa!
Keep your taking pants on. I ain't never seen a ritual our walking tank couldn't smash. That's a whole lot of magic. And I bet those wizards are holding the reins. Get in there and start
Where'd that wizard go? Alright, we need that taken to go. Because I hate captains. What am I going to do with balloons? I have no idea. I just don't really enjoy playing balloons on stream anymore. Where am I dunking this crap? Oh. Shoot, that was Zevo. Hi, Zevo.
Wizard you put in the dirt makes a dent. Plug away, hero.
Asa just got a second wind, Guardian. Whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Oh my heavens. Alright, get out of here. The Scream of Zebu Arath. I like the name. Ow! Strike art.
War beasts deploy. You will
Yes!
take that position.
Warrior of the sky.
Hold on, Asa. We're coming!
The coward flesh must be taken.
Wait, do I not have War Beasts? What? I thought they were coming to help me. Oh, they are. Oh, they're up here. Oh, good. Yes. My Cabal allies, fight. Hey, back off. Back off. Uh-oh. Ah, freak. I almost... Ah. That's embarrassing. I almost killed the boss in time. It would have restored my health. That's why I didn't let up.
That's a whole lot of magic. And I bet those wizards are holding the reins. Get in there and start breaking things.
That's great, Prime. I'm glad. Forgot to turn off chat. We won't super this one. We'll save the super for like the more chaotic ones. Woo! Woo! Ow! Oh! We're getting bonuses. I didn't realize that.
Every wizard you put in the dirt makes a dent. Plug away, hero.
That's right, Drifter's running tactical. I'm like, how is he paying attention to what we're doing? Isn't he fighting? No, he ain't. Ah! Woo! 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 Nope, gotta reload. Something big's totally getting summoned in the middle of this. Like, these wizards are not the final boss.
War beasts deploy. You will take that position.
Warrior of the
Yes. Oi!
Come on, Asa. We're coming!
The coward flesh must be taken.
Let's just let my Nova Bomb literally clear out the entire room. Where'd the wizard go? Oh, there you are. Cabal, I need you to cover me. Please, take care of the ogre. There you go.
Last one. Long girl should be home free.
Excellent work, Guardian. Fire team, check in.
Was that it?
Down to a sword, but Hive and Taken forces routed.
They will not run far. So many Titans. We encircle them like impenetrable
That's true. They were all Titans, huh?
Clear your zones and fall back to defensive positions around Asa as she swims back to the arcology.
Consider it done. War beasts, you fought well. Extra rations for all.
What's Asa's status?
I've got an eye on her, and I'm shipping a transmat beacon your way. Hold on to your boots.
Do I get the transmat? Yeah, we do. Okay. She is just down to... Is that Spitter? It is.
Zivorath's forces are in full retreat.
Good. Time to complete the mission.
Our dance
Oh,
will never
no.
end. I am war. You carry my banner. Cling to me like hope. What are you without me? Sink into my embrace. Drown in the deep. Fight forever.
Stand down, Deputy. Sometimes the battle is stepping away from the battle. We're with you all the way.
The true path lies obscured, but she knows the way. She who hides truth,
Yes.
deception,
Savathun.
the witch queen must rise.
We knew this was going to happen. That was a cool cutscene. I was a little frightened right there. I had to sit there and be like, hold up. For an instant as well, I was like, Zavala, no! If I had a face cam, you'd see panic hit my face, and then I realized he's a guardian. If she chopped his head off, he'd just come right back. It would have been fine. Yeah, Sloane, she succumbed to Xivu Arath there for a little bit. She was able to break free, and I'm happy for her for that.
We're lying on Savathun. This is what it's come to.
Tell me you're not serious.
I am. Asa has given us a way to follow the witness.
This cannot be the only way.
Everyone in this room understands the risks. But we finally have a path forward. We can't wait for another.
The Empress won't take kindly to this news.
You stand on her counsel. Convince her.
I cannot watch the Witch Queen rise again, Zavala. To scheme against us. To steal another face? No!
She won't be given the opportunity. Eris and Ikora will keep the situation under our control.
Will they, though?
Immaru isn't one to be baited into a trap.
Not a trap. A bargain. We're all against the witness.
That's true. Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Ghost has no choice but to cooperate.
I'll convey your decision and assurances to the Empress. Commander, Guardians.
Oh my gosh.
We tried to control the Witch Queen before. I saw how that ended, Zavala. It is a treacherous path. When she strays, as I know she will, even one claw.
My fist will be right behind yours.
I hope I am wrong. But right now, I cannot see how. Osiris will hear of this. I imagine he will have words too.
There's a long night ahead of us. Let's be the beacons others need to follow. At least until we make it through this.
Yeah, see ya, Osku. Thanks for joining in the stream when you could. Holy crap! Okay. Alright, let's step back for a second, right? I always had a feeling this might happen. This has been speculated for a while. It only makes sense. We knew Savathun wasn't dead, we have her body, and Maru's still out there. Savathun's fighting against the Witness, as are we. And at this point, we have Cabal awoken and fallen on our side in the Grand Alliance, right? Oh my gosh. We're about to get Hive as allies? There's no way. How sick would that be, though? I'm just... You know how cool that would be? Man... My hope for Final Shape just isn't there because of how bad Lightfall ended up being, right? Because the hype for Lightfall was so strong. The seasons before then were just amazing. Given, like, not every season was a banger. Kind of talked about Season of Plunder, but it had its purpose and it did hype us up. The whole narrative with Nezarek and the teasing that he's going to come back. Like, that was very apparent. So, even then, it wasn't that bad of a season. All of us are just a little fatigued, as in right now. So, Lightfall was supposed to be this grand defeat. We knew we were going to lose. We had to. It was in the name. We were going to lose. We kind of expected that. It's just the way the campaign played out just didn't feel right. And we've all talked about the misgivings of Lightfall. And Bife put out a video last week stating that the cutscene that Asa showed us should have been in Lightfall at some point. We don't know how, but Lightfall needed to be written in a way where that cutscene and that information was given to us, so we would understand the risks. Because I understand maybe not having that information at that point in time, because the witness had just shown up, we know nothing about him, and learning all that might have rubbed the wrong way. But for us to know that the connecting the veil to the traveler is bad, without any context is just as bad, right? So, with everything happening right now, what little, very little we know about the final shape, it's just Bungie needs to deliver it, and I just don't have faith that they will. It's gonna be this grand fight. I don't know if there's gonna be a reason, or it's like maybe there's some reason that our entire alliance can't go through into the Traveler to take on the Witness, right? To follow the fleet, have massive armies versus armies battles. I'm sure there might be some dumb lore reason as to why we won't be able to do that, but I'm hoping we can. Because what was the point of gathering our alliances like this for so long to just not do anything, right? I want to see armies of all of our alliances together fighting the Witness. I don't know. I hate this feeling because it's a mix of joyous anticipation and also fearful disappointment. And it's just not something I feel too often with Destiny. It's really not. Alright, Sloan. You alright?
We did it, Guardian. Cut a swath through the Taken and got the intel we needed. The mission is complete. I've waited a long time to say those words. And I used to dread the moment that comes after. But not anymore. I thought I needed the mission to draw my focus, to drown out all the noise. All of this. But not focusing on it doesn't mean it isn't there. It's a part of me now. I'll carry it with me wherever I go. And that's okay. I'm strong enough to shoulder that weight, especially if I don't have to do it alone. Asa's in hibernation now. All that strain on our psychic link has worn her out.
Well, hopefully she doesn't get found.
Poor girl's earned some time to rest. She won't be alone, either. I'll camp out on
Okay,
Titan
good.
and watch over her. Just like she watched over me. That's not to say I'll never return to the tower. When I do, I know there'll be a place for me. And people to welcome me home. Take care, Guardian. And watch your back when you dig up Savathun. If you ever need to punch her lights out, you know where to find me.
These Titans, man. They're all the same. Goodness. I was also going to say, sometimes it takes getting possessed to have hope. Anyways, Sloan breathes a long-awaited sigh of relief. The mission is complete, she declares. I've waited a long time to say those words. She reflects on how she used to dread what would come after, and how she now realizes that constantly pushing forward doesn't help her move past what she's been through. Sloan informs you that Asa has entered hibernation, and that she will remain on Titan to watch over Asa for now. She promises to one day return to the tower, and warns you to watch your back when it comes time to revive Savathun. If you ever need to punch her lights out, she says with a grin, you know where to find me.
Commander, on Titan, I had a moment of weakness. Zebu Arath.
At ease, Sloan. You resisted the will of a hive god. An apology isn't necessary.
Everything I'd done since they took Titan. The was the moment. And I almost faltered.
A metal tested leaves an impression. Something Saladin used to recite when we were young.
It's more than an impression. I accepted a lot, thinking I wasn't coming back. When we secured Titan before, it was survival. But we had hope, a goal. We won, and it was over. This time, something's dragging me back, like that struggle's all there is.
That sounds all too familiar.
Oh?
I was married once.
You're kidding. What was her name, this woman who wooed old man Zavala?
Sophia. Together, we raised a son, Hakim.
Oh.
It was the Dark Age. I was Saladin's charge. Young, reckless, enchanted by a warm memory now.
I've never heard you talk about those days. Is Renpier's drunken noodle still there, or did we lose it in some catastrophe?
It's still standing. Expanded, actually. Let's talk in person. I'll clear the night schedule.
Uh-oh. Must be for someone important.
An old friend.
Well, I don't know what I would have done if Renpier's blew up while I was gone. Sometimes those noodles held me together.
We would have rebuilt it. Brick by brick, if that's what it took.
That was cute. I feel like we were intruding by listening into that conversation. But awesome. That is essentially the finale. There's still going to be something at the last week. There always is. If I recall, this season goes till August, right? Like the final shape reveal is the last day of this season. I think. Also, I want to read this lore tab. What a sparrow. Oh, it's Bubbles. That's actually really cute. I like that. It's kind of long, but we got this. Never forget. Each night the clamor of the tower hangle gives way... Tower hanger gives way to silence as the engineer's change shifts. Neek used to find the lull unnerving, preferring to bask in the sounds of arc welders and power tools. Together, she and Amanda would speak about nothing and everything over the cacophony. Now, Neek prefers silence. Her servitor shines a light on the sparrow in front of her, as it has done for weeks. After making some final adjustments, Neek circles around to the front of the sparrow and hits the ignition. The engine sputters and burns out. It's happened 100 times before, on other nights, with other sparrows, but this time, something is different. Neek snarls an Elixir curse and hurls her spanner at the floor. Then she buries her face in her four hands and collapses into a heap, her eyes glistening with tears. Sorry, I couldn't take it seriously with the music. She buries her face in her four hands and collapses into a heap, her eyes glistening with tears and her ether tank rattling with her ragged sobs. Well, there's your problem, crackles a voice beside her. She looks up to see her servitor projecting a holo recording. Miniature recreations of herself and Amanda crouched next to another sparrow as Amanda gestures to its thrusters with a grease-stained arm. She imparts a lesson about its functionality with a smile that says she enjoys sharing the knowledge. Watching now, Neek can't help but smile too. It was a lesson she had forgotten, but thanks to her servitor, it would stay with her forever. She wipes away her tears with a grease-stained arm and gets back to work. Just couldn't make Amanda's death any sadder, could you? Ah. All right. Let's go to Neptune. Let's read another Veil knowledge. So here's also the issue. We're learning about the Veil, but we're taking an approach at it from a different way. We're kind of learning about the birth of the... What are they called? Arcstriders? Silver Surfers? What were they called again? I completely forgot. I think it's Arcstriders. Or Cloud Striders. It's Cloud Striders. That's it. But I was kind of hoping that the Veil would have, or it's like the knowledge we're getting from the Veil would coincide with what we're learning in the seasonal activities. Because obviously we're learning that the Veil is, it's pure darkness. That's what it is. It's just kind of weird that it looks like this and the Traveler looks like what it is. But you know, each their own.
Chioma Essie. Research log. Veil interface. Maya and I have finalized a prototype interface for the Veil. Hopefully it'll allow our research team to investigate it in detail. The system's designed like an orchestra, with a central conductor directing a symphony of minds to act like a distributed network. The idea came to us by watching how collective networks like SIVA and the Vex operate. The hope is we can aggregate and pass the vast amounts of psychic data emitting from the Veil, turn it into something intelligible.
All of that
If
went
we're
right over my
successful,
head.
The interface will provide us with a starting point for any future technological research tied to the Veil. The risks of such integration are high. The estimated mortality rates are... But I don't know what I'm doing. This is wrong. This is so wrong. We shouldn't... All she ever talks about is survival. Think big picture. What about your survival? What about your heart? My heart? I can't keep doing this. I can't. I can't.
Again, I see a shadow of myself in Maya Sandarish. The man I could have become had I let obsession continue to rule me. I'm worried what the next recording will reveal.
Me too.
All right. I'll still probably be streaming Destiny on Tuesdays. We'll see. Because, I mean, there's no more seasonal activity stuff, right? No big updates in story. And starting up a stream just to, like, listen to a, I don't know, 30-second clip just doesn't seem reasonable, in my opinion. But I have been putting together a little project to go over all the lore cards and all the armor and weapon pieces since the start of D2. Oh yeah, we need to read the lore book. We'll do that here in a second. So I'm trying to put this all together. The problem with this is I wanted to do it in a way where we went over all the exotics first, then we do all the or I would try to, yeah. Anyways, I try to organize it in a coherent way, but I just can't. Because in order to pull all the lore cards and information, I have to both use this collections tab and also the Ishtar Collective website, because not everything that was in the game is here in collections. Simply because I never got it. A good example is the Trials of the Nine armor, which was kind of the Trials of Osiris before Trials of Osiris in D2. All of the gear there had lore cards. There were different iterations of them. I think 3. One for base, first expansion, second expansion. And because I never obtained those pieces of armor and loot, they don't appear in my collections at all. Nowadays, like recently, Bungie has it so even if you don't own a piece of gear, right, it's still here. So you can view it, you can collect it. But in this case, like, here's all the old Trials of Osiris stuff. All of this stuff isn't even from Trials of the Nine. This is from the dungeon, I think. Or reissued stuff from the dungeon. But like the OG, the 3 armor sets of Trials of the Nine aren't even in my collections because I never got them. And there's a lot of different armor sets like that, including weapons and whatnot. I think all the equipment is here. I think. From what I've put together, that's the case. But yeah, so it's been kind of a pain to put it together. I had to restart my list a few times, and it's just probably not going to end up as pretty as I want it to be. But we will probably start that project in lieu of playing the seasonal stuff. So it's going to be a lot more boring because you'll just have to sit here and listen to me read a lot. Kind of like what we just did with this sparrow. But I want to do it. I want to prepare myself. I want to get back into understanding the lore of Destiny. Because ever since D2, or D1 ended, I should say, I've just felt so out of the loop. And it's the fact that we switched away from Grimoire cards, which I think is fine. It's fine. But that's just how I consumed the lore of Destiny, and I just never adapted, so I need to catch up. Turn back to orbit, and let's read this last lore card. And then I think we'll call it there for the stream today. A few other things I want to talk about afterwards, but Chapter 6, Conviction. Xivu Arath's claws wraps around a hiltless, slender Ventablack blade, impaled into the spine of a prostrated knight, whose own sword clatters to the ground, inches from its grip, defeated. She twists her blade, the knight's roars echo within the dreadnought. Xivu's will soars through the ascendant plane and crosses the barrier between this world and the next to find communion with the witness. With a distant hollow, they converse. They resist. The witness's many voices cascade over each other. Like wounded prey, all tire in time. If they do not, Xivu Arath sees the hidden thrust of its question. She knows it doubts her, but does not understand why. No matter the outcome, they stand at the precipice of the final shape. The sword will decide and be forged stronger for it. It is beyond that now. She does not want to fall before the end. She is so close now. She saw her past failures as blood penance, paid for strength. Notches were blades, and light met her carapace were legends given form. But it is not hers to decide, nor the witnesses. The logic is a perfect, deterministic sequence of causality, built into the experience of conscious existence. None can usurp it. Struggle within the finite is eternal. To deny the blade is heresy. Her sister's words played in her thoughts like fingertips plucking dissonant chords. The witness savors the solace of Xivu's mind, her inner throne, a salt flat sliver extending eternally into darkness. Armaments of all fashions sleep, partially sheathed between the cracks of a battlefield where there is no place to run. And from its gaze, there is no place to run. They hold the worm. I'm trying to remember who's speaking here. They hold the worm. They will pursue her knowledge. The words echo throughout the desolate realm. The final shape remains to be hewn, that I may wield it glorious against the sky, not as you are, weakened by defeat. The echoes slither over her mind but find little purchase. Laughter like screaming fear, meager victories of no consequence, blurred battles lost within my greater war. No victory is of no consequence. They scheme. Warriors fed. Regardless, the sky can grant no passage. A time will soon come to an end. Show her your love, Zero. She is alone again. Her blade buried in spent ash. It's kind of brutal that you have to sacrifice someone to commune with the witness, but I mean, it's not necessarily surprising, just seems wholly inefficient to me. It's cool that the last chapter is conversation between the witness and her. The witness is very convinced that there's nothing that we can do now. Whereas Xivu is just, he's kind of just like, yeah, just keep being back there. Keep fighting them off. Keep doing your best. I'm almost done here. Speaking of which, the witness has been spending like an entire year here. That's a long time. A lot can happen. How are we not dead yet? I'm just saying. Oh, anyways. That's it for all of this. It's been fun. In my spare time, I've been working on a new project. Won't really explain it, but it does involve a new channel. Something different than this gaming channel, but yeah, keep an eye out for that for the next little while. Actually, no, don't keep your eye out. I'll let you know when it's close to being done. It's gonna take a while for me to put it all together, but I'm excited for it. Because as much as I love streaming video games, the one thing that I just cannot do is make edited gaming content. I don't know what it is. I just don't want to do it. But I do like editing videos. I just had to find another reason to make edited videos outside of gaming. So, with that being said, that's kind of what I've been working on. So yeah, when that's all done, you'll get to see that, and it should be fun. But for now, I still don't have any games to really play with you guys. I have been playing a lot of Cyberpunk on my own, but I don't have any intention of streaming that. Maybe I'll do a new playthrough closer to its release in September. Maybe like try to make a more perfect build that fits my style. Because my first playthrough, I was all over the place. It was fine. I'm playing a new playthrough now with a kind of a different build focus. But it's not the build focus I'd want taken to the new expansion coming out. Because I'll definitely be playing that. So that's just been kind of my free game right now. But I just don't have any games really to play on stream. There's a couple I could start, I guess. But none of them are really hitting my fancy. So for now, just expect less streams still. We'll start up the lore videos stuff. That will take a while. There's a lot of lore cards, and I probably won't be able to do it all in one go. Not without killing my throat. But it'll be good. I think it'll be good for anyone who's wanting to catch up with the lore of Destiny. And as we go through the lore cards, I'm not just going to sit there and just read them out loud like a text-to-speech guy. Well, I'll try to talk about the lore cards, try to piece things together. I know people have already done that, but figuring out for yourself tends to stick in your head better. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. That might start up next week. Yeah, we'll try to aim for next week to start up all of that. But thanks for all of those who joined into the stream. These are great. And I'll see you then.